If you've ever uttered the words, "I don't have the time," I guess I have to call you out on that. All of us have 24 hours in a day, yet some people seem to be using these 24 hours more efficiently than others. As someone who's currently juggling 2 new businesses, running this YouTube channel, working out every day, and spending a lot of time looking after my health in general, but still want to spend time doing fun things with friends or simply just relaxing, I was kind of forced into becoming the most time efficient I've ever been. And there's specifically 8 small daily habits that I've adopted over the last couple of months that have literally been a game changer for me and helped me to save around 2 hours every day. And here they are. Number 1, turn on Do Not Disturb mode. After I'm done with my productive morning routine, I usually check my phone, see if anything is urgent, and then I put on Do Not Disturb. Because if I have my phone on my table next to me, or even if it's laying on the couch, but I hear it vibrate, even if I don't look at it, my mind is distracted from whatever I was doing, and it's gonna take me more time to focus back on the task that I was doing. Or you just grab it and then your mind is somewhere else anyways. And the good thing about Do Not Disturb is, compared to flight mode, you can actually be reached, because I used to think that maybe someone needs to reach me just when I have on flight mode. But on Do Not Disturb, you can actually make exceptions for certain people to still be able to reach you, or for certain apps to still send you notifications. I, for example, have my grandma's phone number on always available because I always want her to be able to reach me. Number 2, unsubscribe and unfollow. Every time I get a newsletter from a website where I don't really know why I'm even getting the newsletter from, first thing I do is click unsubscribe, and then I delete the email. Because it takes time and attention to look through the emails, and if these emails are emails I don't even want to get or need to get, that's wasted time. Number 3, work less. Sounds counterintuitive, or maybe too intuitive, but hear me out. Find a way to delegate the tasks that you don't have to do yourself. There are 2 ways you can do this. First, you can delegate to people, and that can include tasks like cleaning or accounting or whatever thing there is that you don't like to do or that you're not good at, but someone else can do for a cheaper hourly wage than you. Tim Ferriss, in his book The 4-Hour Workweek, for example, says that if you're trying to decide whether you should outsource a task, calculate in your head or on paper what you would earn in 1 hour of your work compared to what you would have to pay a person to do the task that you want to get rid of. For example, if you are employed and you are earning $30 an hour and your friend's cleaning lady only takes $15 an hour, it would make sense to outsource your cleaning to that person. But if you say that you don't have the money to outsource to people, or that you don't have tasks that are easily outsourceable, nowadays we have another wonderful option, which is AI. For example, if I need to do research, first thing I do nowadays is ask ChatGPT. Of course, I could also Google, but that's gonna take more time than if I just let ChatGPT summarize what it knows, give me a broad overview, and then I can still Google myself if I'm looking for specific details. A couple of weeks ago, for example, I used ChatGPT for my business plan. I described my business idea, and I had specific parts of my business plan that I was not sure how to start writing them. So I just asked ChatGPT to write them for me, and of course I didn't use the exact text that ChatGPT gave me, but it helped me a lot to get started and to have ideas of what I could actually incorporate. And actually, ChatGPT, for example, suggested me some business partnership, which is also a part of the business plan, that I didn't even think of. Also, if I need new video ideas or titles, or for example my company name, I just asked ChatGPT for ideas, and maybe I'm not using the ideas that it gives me, but it saves me a lot of time of initial brainstorming. Or if you're writing a paper, nowadays I've heard that you can just let ChatGPT write it. I don't necessarily recommend doing this, but I'm just saying what I've heard. Oh, and by the way, if you're finding this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Number 4, have a list for everything. And I do mean pretty much everything. Whether it's your to-dos, or your grocery list, or your household or cosmetical needs list, or books you want to read, or places you want to visit, or things you've heard of in a conversation and didn't really know anything about but want to learn more about. It helps a lot to actually get the things done we want to get done, but also by writing things down, we free up a lot of space on our mind, also known as mental load. And when you're standing at CVS, you don't have to think about, what else did I need from CVS, and end up forgetting your shampoo shampoo. That's why you have to go back to CVS and get your shampoo. Or you can just look at your list and get everything you need and tick it off, and then you're done. Number 5, task batching. If you batch similar or connected tasks together, first, that helps you to save time getting into the flow, and second, it helps you to save time in the preparation. For example, when I film a video, first, I like to get myself into the talking mode and the, presenter mode, livelier mode than I would be if I would be sitting at my laptop all day long and not talking to anybody. And I also have to set up my filming setup only once and not redo it every day because I film a little bit every day. Same thing goes for web development, for example. I'm currently working on my web application, and it really helps me when I just take a whole day just for programming, because first, it always takes a little while to load all the tools that I need, and second, it always takes me a little time to get back into the flow, into knowing exactly what I have to do next and which bugs still exist and how to fix them. So just taking a whole day just for programming is way more efficient for me than doing 2 hours of programming, doing 2 hours of filming, followed by 2 hours of editing, for example. Number 6, take productive breaks. If I don't take breaks regularly, my mind gets slower and slower as the hours of my workday pass by. And I need a lot more time in the afternoon to get my brain and my motivation back into focus mode and actually get things done. So first, it's very important to take breaks, even if it feels like you're losing time by taking breaks. But what helps with that is using these breaks productively, meaning doing something that does not require your brain as your work does, preferably including movement. I, for example, because I work from home, like to use my little 5 or 10 minute breaks to, for example, unload the dishwasher or stretch a little bit or clean the shower or paint my nails. Whatever needs to get done that does not require me looking at a screen. That's very important because only then it can actually be called a real break, I think at least. That helps me a lot to first actually convince myself to take breaks because it feels productive, and to secondly use every minute of the day productively. Okay, maybe not every minute because I'm not a fan of hustling culture, but you get what I mean. And if you don't work from home, you can do similar things in the office, whether it's stretching or prepping your lunch or just networking with your colleagues, which is also kind of productive. Make sure to take breaks regularly and spend them on things you need to get done anyways. Habit number 7, having a standardized morning routine. Ever since I developed a consistent morning routine that's also health promoting and productivity promoting, I feel like my mornings have become way more time efficient than they used to be. And that's mainly because routines help us to eliminate the need of making decisions, which takes energy and time. If you want to see what my healthy and productive morning routine looks like, have a look at this video up here. Habit number 8, single task focus. Do not try to multitask. You've probably heard of this before. Science says that multitasking is a myth. Nobody can actually multitask. If you do multitasking, what your mind actually does is switching very quickly from one task to the other. And that's incredibly energy draining. And whenever I tried to do multitasking, I ended up making a lot of mistakes and I had to go back and redo whatever I did wrong. And that cost me a lot more time than I would have just focused on one thing, gotten that done, moved on to the next one. If you struggle with staying focused on one particular task and tend to procrastinate, have a look at my video up here where I talk about how I keep myself from procrastinating and help myself staying focused. These were the 8 time-saving habits that have basically supercharged my productivity every day. I hope they will do the same thing for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.